So as of right now, it's universally known that Indiana Jones 5, The Dial of Destiny, is by far the biggest flop on Lucasfilms and in a very long time, and especially for Disney, it's kind of right up there with how John Carter was a box office bomb. Some people like the movie, a lot of people have mixed reactions on that film, but there's no denying the fact that it was much as a failure as it was for Indiana Jones 5. This is Mike Zero. Subscribe if you're new and like this video to see future updates. I'm also on Twitter at Mike01. I thank you also very much for the great and kind support. And let's get right into the subject, shall we? Now, we know that Indy 5 is still surprisingly in some theaters around the country and the globe, of course. We know that a lot of people have really moved on from Indiana Jones 5. A lot of people were just so fed up with what happened in that movie and how Phoebe Waller-Bridge, her character Helena Shaw, was really at the forefront and shouldn't have been. And speaking about Phoebe Waller-Bridge, there's a lot of things happening with her firing over at Disney from several projects by Disney. And we're going to be going into the exact specifics about what happened, why it happened, and exactly what those projects were, etc. So we know that there's a lot of problems arising out of everything related to Bob Iger, the Disney board, and the constant shakeup between themselves, and how they are really trying to stabilize Disney for 2024, because let's face it, 23 has been a very tough year for Disney between the Galactic Star Cruiser Hotel closing by this September, Elemental, The Little Mermaid, and now Indiana Jones 5. I mean, we also have the Marvels for November, which, by the way, is going to be another bomb for them, and that really is going to top the list for Iger's failures. However, with Bob Iger initiating his cost containment plan to move with cutbacks and limiting budgets on movies and TV shows for everything Disney, one major development surrounding Phoebe Waller-Bridge has more details to do with her firing from multiple Disney projects that have been in development for a while now. Now, new details surrounding the development, of course, had much to do with Phoebe getting fired from the Lando Star Wars show as the L337 droid in flashbacks, but additionally, she was set to portray another droid, dubbed L547, portraying a similar droid by design. Focusing on 4 other Disney projects this time around that are films, Phoebe was also dropped and fired from playing a witch in an upcoming witch movie where the character was codenamed Nancy. After Indy 5's failure, Phoebe was fired from that role that Disney initially chose her for. Additionally, an Alien Romulus sequel or follow-up is already in the cards right now by Disney, in which Phoebe Waller-Bridge was attached to, which may connect to the rumors of her appearance as a droid called Rook in the upcoming Alien film for 2024. So guys, let me stop here quick. Now, a follow-up film to Alien Romulus is already actually in development, and Phoebe was attached to this and let go from this. So that really does spark a lot of conversations now. Is she really in Alien Romulus 2024 as an android called Rook, or could it very well be, as it turns out, that rumor was for the Alien Romulus follow-up? That's a big question open on the table for discussion that should be very interesting. I still think it's actually quite the first thing I mentioned. I think that she will be appearing in the first Alien Romulus movie, but now she's actually let go from the follow-up. And in case you guys did not know this, yes, Disney now holds the rights to the Alien franchise. So they're going to go all out on Alien. They're going to be making movies, TV shows, spin-offs. They're going to go all out on this, and I'm not feeling good about this. I'm getting real big Star Wars vibes again back in 2012. But moving onwards here, on top of that, a follow-up is already in the works as Disney wants to go all in on the Alien franchise again, just like with Star Wars, by expanding the events between Alien and Aliens. Now, the other mystery project that Phoebe was let go and fired from by Disney was an untitled movie set in 1900s London, focusing on detectives and crime stories with a magical twist to them. This was said to be a Disney take on the Men in Black movies that is being worked on right now that Phoebe was fired from. Though Phoebe was let go from many projects by Disney, she is not fired entirely still to this day, as she is still considered for an Indy 5 sequel series and or movie, and is up to create some Star Wars stories, which may or may not be dropped in the very near future. Bridge reportedly got into heated arguments with Disney about her getting let go from many of these projects, after Indy 5 was a major bomb, box office-wise, as she did indeed contribute to many elements of that story. However, other board members still support Waller-Bridge, while others completely want nothing to do with her, as there is a divide over her being a creator of many of these upcoming projects and starring in them as well. Now look, this is the problem with the board, and this is why I say it's not all because of Bob Iger and Kathleen Kennedy. They aren't the only ones to blame. We have to also point our fingers at the board members, alright? It's pretty much divided, a little bit more than less, of course, people supporting Bridge, but we know that there's a big problem right now. At the end of the day, if you really want to dig deeper, the shareholders, some of the shareholders out there are also a problem, like BlackRock and stuff like that. That's also something that needs to be addressed, I think more so by a lot of people out there than many have come to realize, is that you have a lot of shareholders too that are unhappy with Disney, but the top shareholders obviously love what Disney is doing and they want to keep that intact. That's why I feel at the end of the day, Disney may never really recover, and they may just keep on spewing this agenda-driven garbage. Now look, we know that Indy 5 was the biggest failure on major fronts, for major, multiple factors here. Phoebe had a lot to do with that, as well as Kathleen Kennedy overspending on this movie and filming so many scenes that were unnecessary that ended up getting deleted anyway, that really weren't needed, right? That really weren't necessary. And that really put her into a very big hole. Makes you wonder, why in the world is she still hired at Lucasfilm? It really does make you wonder that. Now, we know that a lot of board members want her out, but a lot of board members want her to stay. And that's creating a lot of problems with Kathleen Kennedy and Indiana Jones 5, The Dial of Destiny. And we can realize here, finally, that this is by far a textbook example that Kathleen Kennedy really is on how to destroy multiple franchises and or series, in the case of the Willow series, and really just, doing the wrong things constantly. I mean, she is doing the same thing over and over again. Everything is almost like a copy and paste scenario, and that's where a lot of people have lost a lot of faith in everything Star Wars, because Kathleen Kennedy really tarnished the brand so much to the point where John and Dave have a lot on their shoulders to work with, to course correct, to attempt to even save Star Wars, and that's going to be a real tough job on their end. And look, they're looking forward to Ahsoka to making this debut on Disney+. It's really going to be a very big 50-50 scenario right now. There's a lot of people that have a lot of doubts about the show already based on the most recent trailer. So, anyway, guys, I would love to hear your take on this below in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel, and I will catch you guys next time.
From night to moon we hear them moans again.